Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to your daily market update, in which today I wanted to talk about what to expect over the course of the remainder of today, but also kind of just in general until tomorrow morning. All right, what you see right now, as we're getting right into this, what you see right now is that the volume is actually still relatively low at around 16 billion. That is quite low. All right, so what that means. And that's already in combination with quite thin order books. So there's not a ton of orders in the books, which increases the chances of volatility by a lot. And then you look at the liquidation heat map, for example, and you'll see the same story. All right, there's a ton of liquidity to both sides, around 43,000, 53,500, excuse me, and 55,000. If we zoom out, and that's also what I said this morning, we'll talk about Bitcoin briefly, but we'll get to altcoins a little bit more in this video. I think that's more interesting. But by far the most liquidity is to the upside, which is relatively bullish. Price tends to move to big liquidity levels, not always, and that's always a big mistake people make. Because if you look at it like this, you would almost say it's guaranteed we're going there. That's not true. Bitcoin at this point of time is still bearish. If you look at this market structure here, there's not much you can say about this that's bullish, on the short term at least. So be careful. There is still a risk that we turn into some sort of a waterfall here, and that we drop back down below 54,000 here, which is the main support level that's holding us up. And then if we drop down below that, we're down to 52 and potentially 50 before you know it. So be careful. I'm slightly bullish on Bitcoin for a number of reasons. I think we're creating a solid bottom right here. We had some sort of a nice liquidation spike / reclaim setup here. So that in combination with the liquidity to the upside, I do think it's most likely we'll see some bullish momentum here from the markets. But I would not go all in on that. And I would also not forget that the structure as a whole is still bearish and therefore dangerous to buy into. But that's basically what I expect from Bitcoin is that we do pull up into that area, but that from there will get rejected, and that will slowly start to drop back down towards 52, 51, and 50,000. That's still what I think is most likely. If we break above 57,000 here, and if we can get some sustainable bullish momentum, I might change my bias, but so far I've not been convinced. So then we get to something a little bit more interesting, and that is altcoins, because I do think that there are quite a few interesting altcoins today. So that's what I wanted to talk about. All right, so what we'll do is I'll just go over some altcoins. You have to remember them yourself, all right? Or just listen, watch the video, look at the charts, and remember the ones that you think are interesting as well. But there's a number of them. First of all, Sin is trying to regain some bullish momentum here. Broke above the 50 EMA, is in general just gaining a ton of momentum when we look at the open interest. That's interesting. And then there's the obvious ones. For example, Sui has been ridiculously strong, by the way, was also called. We talked about Sui. What I said is that, if we break above 84, we're going up to 90 cents at the very least. It's now at a major resistance level, so I don't think it's that interesting, but it is still one of the most bullish altcoins, so therefore also interesting. Floki is also showing some strength, but I'm not convinced about that because it's still very low in its market structure. I would need to see more bullish continuation before I would say that's interesting, if you know what I mean when you look at this. And then there's some other coins like Phantom trying to get a breakout, but it's also not there, which you can see very, very clearly on the chart here as well. I think Sats and Rats are quite bullish here and are quite interesting. So those are the ordinals coins. Quant got a lot of bullish momentum. I think some sort of a pullback into 65 is coming. That's a decent buy. 64.5, $65. You have the 200 EMA, 382 FIB. Interesting. So I'm placing my price alert there. And then lastly, also Horizon. All right. So if you don't know, it's a relatively interesting project, I would say. Also showed a lot of bullish momentum over the last couple of days, as you can see. I think if we can actually break above this level here at 8.25, then this is a contender to actually rally a lot as well. So those are my picks for today. That's what I think you need to know. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. For now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.